Good morning. It's the 13th of September. It's a Saturday, and we're in Roscommon County, and we're walking from the edge of Carrick-on-Shannon, which is about 3 or 4 miles behind me, to a hard to read place but easy to pronounce called get me this right, Ballaghderreen. No, okay, it's got a lot of G's and H's. Ballaghderreen. Okay, it's something like that. All of our walk today is going to be in the county of Roscommon, because we crossed the border from County Leitrim into Roscommon last night when we went to bed, which is the River Shannon, and we're carrying up through County Roscommon all the way to a campsite in Ballaghderreen, which if you see written down doesn't look like you'd say it Ballaghderreen, because it's got lots of G's and H's and more letters than you'd expect. Yeah, country roads really, the occasional regional road, and I think we have to cross our first national road, which isn't really a motorway, it might be what we call in England a dual carriageway. But for now it's sunny and we're on this lovely country road, and only 2 vehicles have passed us so far in the last 20 minutes. We'll have a decision to make in about an hour or so whether we come off our path for about 1.5 miles to get a cup of coffee at the only stop before French Park. But if the weather's good and we're not too hungry, then we might just carry on to French Park. What do we think this machine is? Maybe a log moving machine, because I guess there's a lot of logs to move. So we keep carrying on down this country lane, and there's some beautiful houses on either side of it, and some great views across the valleys. And it's sunny. We're having a good time, and Tessa's got a little rope toy to play with. Just through the hedge here, you should be able to see this strange arch structure. I'm not quite sure what it's there for. Let me zoom in. There we go. Arch. So we're trying inroad to see how busy it is. We're only on here for 1/2 mile. It doesn't really seem much different from an L road per se, but the speed limit is 100 rather than 80. So in our language that's kind of like a 60 mile an hour rather than a 50. So we're walking now next to another lock. This is called Cave Town Lock, and it's about 2 or 3 miles long, and we're walking on, I guess, beside where the road is slightly further away from it. So Tess sadly can't have a little dip, but it's nice and sunny, and yeah, I had to take my coat off because I'm no longer feeling really chilly. We're heading into French Park, which is still about 10 miles away. Interesting name. Historically it was called Dungar, but became French Park in 1952 because it's the ancestral home of the French family. They now live in Putney, and in 1952 the old Georgian manor house got roofed, which means it had its roof taken off it, much like Henry VIII did to the monasteries. I'm not quite sure why it was roofed, whether it was like a planned demolition, a protest. Anyway, there are not many of the old buildings left in French Park, but apparently there is the old market house. So we'll see if we can find some place to rest there and refuel before we carry on to the campsite. So we're about 1/3 of the way through our walk, which is about 14 kilometres, and it's been pretty nice so far. Tess is having a good time, and yeah, we're just in a kind of fairly rural bit of Roscommon County. Not a lot going on here. Here we have another GAA, Gaelic Association of Athletics, I think. So we're on the long straight road to French Park. There's some lovely horses there, and yeah, it's actually much better weather than we expected. So we're kind of going full steam ahead, and we should within about 15 miles or so by the time we get into French Park. So we're basically in French Park now, just walking along the road. I've been told there's a couple of pubs, a shop and a filling station, so let's see what we can find. Well, the current place where we stopped for lunch
gave Tess a whole load of leftovers, which she's really enjoying. Got some sausages, some turkey, some bacon. She's really, really happy with that. Good girl, Pussy.
Good afternoon. So we're just leaving French Park, and we met some very nice people in the pub, in the neighbouring shop. And very kindly, you can see I've got no bag on, because the shop owner said he would drop my bag off at the campsite in about 3 hours time or so. So we've got a nice walk without carrying an extra 21 kilograms or whatever it is on my back. It's going to be on a mixture of these slightly busy roads and then some country lanes to finish off. But we should be there in a few hours time. Yep, so we're just leaving a French Park, and there is some absolutely mega construction work going on here with a traffic light timer that takes about 2 or 3 minutes to go each way. They must be building a new road to replace the current road that goes right through the town, like a bypass. Yeah, anyway, it's quite nice at the moment because there's no cars. Well, I think they're going to start creeping up behind me very soon. Okay, so this is our first Irish hail that we're having. It actually is little bits of ice coming down on me. Yeah, exciting. It's nice to be back on these country roads. Tess has got a stick, and the hail has now just turned to gentle rain. There are very little traffic, and yep, I'm hoping we get some better weather. The cows are sheltering under the tree. Tess is playing stick with me. This power line is both down and up at the same time. Oh, hello, hello. Hey, it's okay. Friends, yeah? Yeah, it's alright. Good girl, Tess, let's go. I think they like you. Hi guys. Oh. Hello, a little update from me. We're now about 24 miles in or so. We're still walking at approximately 3.2 miles an hour, and yeah, not too much longer to go before we get to the campsite. Today's actually zoomed by. I've been unusually for me listening to podcasts as I go, predominantly because there's been a lot of walking on the roads and a lot of flat walking, and although there have been like beautiful moments, it's I think more of a case of a getting there walk. We just met some interesting people, lovely people, even some good food, but a lot of the terrain has basically been like this, where you can't really see too much either side of the road. It's not been dangerous for most of it, just kind of nice open roads where Tess has been off lead, but I wouldn't say it's like iconically Ireland either, and I wouldn't say it's because we're in a particularly boring part of Ireland. It's just the route I've taken takes me through. There's not been that much on the way, like in Roscommon. I'm sure there's lots of interesting things to see, but not if you choose to walk between Carrick-on-Shannon and Ballaghderreen. It's just, yeah, lots of backcountry lanes, and yeah, so that's it from me. This video will probably be quite short. Yep, so we are now the final kilometre or so away from the campsite. We're not going to turn right to Ballaghderreen, it's actually on the left, and then we take the second right and we should be there. So this is the road to Willowbrook. I'm hoping my tent will be here about 10 minutes after me, because it's just gone 7, and 7 was the time that the shopkeeper called Porrick has to shut up his shop, and then he said he'd drive and it would take him 15 or 20 minutes to get here. So yeah, we've been walking for 3.5 hours I think since leaving French Port. My legs are feeling a little bit heavy now.